Hello everyone, and welcome to a quick update video. So I haven't been able to do a video for a while because I've been quite busy, both at work, but also actually doing a few things to just sort of finish off the house. And one of those was running some Cat6a cabling, Ethernet cables from my kind of little switch room in the house where all the wired Ethernet comes out from there outside and into the garage. So that took a bit of planning and a bit of work. But seems to be functioning really well. So I ran two cables for a bit of redundancy, and I ran Cat6a to give me the opportunity to upgrade to sort of 10 gigabit Ethernet in the future, although I can't do that at the minute. In the house, it's Cat5e, which maximum speed I'll get out of that is probably 2.5 gigabits, but that's, that'll be perfectly fine for most things. Other upgrades to the server is my kind of Plex server is basically running out of storage space for media, because I've sort of been digitizing my catalog of DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. So I got on the internet two 12 gigabyte Seagate Exos drives. These are the X14s. They're secondhand, but they're still under warranty. I think they were manufactured March 2019. So I've got two of them. I got quite a good price on these. And that will replace what's currently there, which is a RAID 10 mirror of four 4 terabyte drives. So I'll go from 8 terabytes of mirrored capacity to 12. Should be fine for a while. And then obviously the plan is that replacing those 4 drives with 4 12 terabyte drives in the future, so I can get another 2 12 terabytes and add those into that array. So that should be perfect for quite some time, I would think. Other upgrades, I have 2 computers in here, a workstation and a sort of more kind of messing about and gaming computer. So the workstation is the one that I need to be confident that it'll switch on every time I press the power button so I can do my work. So it's a little bit more kind of conservatively set up with LTS, Ubuntu and things like that. So it had a kind of storage area of 4 terabytes that was made up of two 2 terabyte WD Red drives. So that you can see how dusty they are, that they've been in there a while. And actually I've just noticed that they're almost 10 years old. So these were manufactured in October 2012. So I was kind of thinking that they were approaching the possible end of life. In fact, they're probably a bit older than that, really. But I was kind of concerned that they might not last very long, and they were in a striped array to give 4 terabytes of storage that I used for things like recording video for lectures onto, and then it was all backed up. Obviously, if it had failed, it would have been inconvenient. So I've replaced that with a single 4 terabyte SSD that just goes on the SATA port, which is the same capacity, faster, and obviously with it being newer, it's probably less likely to fail anytime soon, and the same backup regime exists. So even though it's just one drive, it's not too vulnerable for me losing data. So that's a reasonably kind of a good upgrade to the workstation system. And the reason I can't use like the servers to sort of provide that kind of bulk storage is the speed of that connection between here and the garage. In fact, actually, I can show you that now. So I've run one already, but this is iPerformance 3. And if I just run it again, you can see that I actually get pretty good speed out of it. So 950 megabits a second on a 1 gigabit Ethernet link is pretty much what you'd expect. And the real world performance is similar. So sort of disk to disk transfer is something like 90 megabytes a second. Depends on what the files you're sending over is, obviously, but that's what you could get on a sort of a large file that was being sequentially written. But that's not quick enough to say directly record video for something like this onto. It's not fast enough. And it's even not really quick enough to run something like a game directly off. You'd end up sort of waiting a bit for the storage to kind of catch up, which is why I have the sort of local bulk storage and then use the servers for backing up. In the future, if I do upgrade that Ethernet, let's say if I got a 10 gig connection to the switch room and then 2.5 gig up to here, that would obviously be considerably, probably twice as fast in a bit. So it might actually be up to, providing that kind of functionality. But in some ways, having local storage is not a bad thing. So other kind of plans for upgrades I've got are both my kind of workstation and my gaming box, for want of a better word, are socket AM4. Workstation's got a 5950X CPU in it, so that's fine. The gaming box only has a 5600. So my plan is to kind of upgrade that to the highest performance, single-threaded performance AMD chip that is available for the AM4 platform. And then both of those systems will be kind of, fine for probably about 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that, I would think, for me anyway. So I think I'll have a look at the 5800X3D when it comes out as the chip that I put in my gaming machine as the sort of best single-threaded performance AMD chip on the AM4 socket. And then obviously they're changing their socket, which is fine. I mean, I think it's been around long enough that it's fair enough that it changes. And I can think about upgrading to, whatever the latest memory is and CPU in the next sort of 3 years or so. Probably 4 years actually, because I think both of them are pretty good for what I do. And I do have access to other machines for, kind of high performance stuff. So that's a sort of an update really. It's been a bit of a long gap since my previous video, but it takes a bit of time to kind of get settled into a new place and do all these things. But hopefully I'll be able to post a bit more often, and I'm planning to do some videos on the actual work that I do, but they require a bit more preparation. So until then, I'll see you in the next one.